Have private servers ruined Classic Plus? Well, the answer is just yes.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I've got a question for you today, and I
Ooh.
think the answer is pretty obvious, but it might open up a few discussions worth having. So here we go. Have private servers ruined Classic Plus before Blizzard has even announced it? Because
Yes.
people keep talking about Classic Plus like it's this unknown thing we're all waiting on. Classic Plus already exists. It's existed for years. Turtle WoW, Project Epoch, and Ascension have all built their own version of it, and between them, they've covered pretty much everything a Classic player could ask for. So today we're going through what they built, and then we ask whether Blizzard can walk on stage in September and match it. If you think
No.
I'm being unfair to Blizzard here, get in the comments. And if you want more of this kind of thing, subscribing and liking the video is the easiest way to catch the next one.
Yeah. Whoa, this guy energy is too much. Tone it down. Yeah. I really like this guy. His content is fire. He watches the stream occasionally. He's a great dude. But hey, that's how he covers his stuff. Like he's great. I actually love that. I don't like very fake hype, super high energy like stuff. I really hate that. So this is actually kind of my thing.
Let's start with Turtle WoW because they got there first. Turtle ran for about 8 years, and what they built has a name. Mysteries of Azeroth, a fan-made expansion, and I mean expansion in the real sense of the word. Community members made the whole thing, writers and developers and 3D modelers, composers, voice actors, game designers, artists, and radio DJs, because at some point they went and built an actual radio station into the
Yes.
game called Everlook Radio that
Oh
runs
my
24
god,
hours a day.
dude, if Blizzard won't and they will not copy this, I'm going to lose my mind. The Everlook Radio was the best thing in video game history. It gave me some serious GTA vibes, which I guess they copied straight from. It was so good. And the thing is, pretty much anyone could make a contribution to it because it was like a fan project. So you had so many people from various spectrums that contributed to it, and it was great. Like you had great channel. I wish you had channels. I don't think you could have swapped a channel. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I mean, but it was like so good. I remember playing at night where I didn't have work the day after, and I used to play all night listening to that radio. It was so banging. Like, it was crazy. Yes, Zappo Zap Blast. Exactly. What do I remember? I remember all of the fake commercials they made. The fake commercials were the best part. It wasn't even the songs. Now, obviously, the songs were Omega copyrighted and they did not carry it in as permission, so that's kind of a problematic thing to do inside of an official MMORPG version. But you can create your own, you can copy the meme stuff, and that alone would be more than enough to do. Like that cool, like that's so cool. You can also do podcast, you can do so many things. Truly, the variety was immaculate. The sky's the limit. I mean, if GTA pulled it off, Blizzard can pull it off. They also have multi-billion dollar company backing them, so it shouldn't be an issue, really. Yeah, so true. I'd listen to it while working around the house also. I know. It was that good. It was crazy, man. And we're never going to experience that again.
While you level. The list of what they added is ridiculous. They put 2 new playable races in, High Elves for the Alliance
Yeah,
and
Warcraft
Goblins for the
today,
Horde,
yes.
and each one got its own starting zone built from nothing. Then they scattered brand new zones across the world, places like Gilneas and Telabim and Balor, Northwind, Lapidus Isle, the Grim Reaches, and on top of all that, they went back through every single vanilla zone and layered extra quests into it. They added professions that don't exist in vanilla at all, like survival. New dungeons, new raids, transmog, a barber shop, and the very last patch they ever shipped added a whole new late leveling zone, a dungeon, and a 20-man raid built to be harder than anything they'd made before. Then they went after the classes. Every single class and every spec got reworked talents, new abilities, and new interactions, all of it built to sit inside the vanilla feel rather than break it. PvP got rebuilt from the ground up too. There are 3 tiers of PvP gear now and a whole currency system underneath it where you earn honor points, rank points that slowly decay if you stop showing up, and conquest points from ranked arenas. They brought in rated arena teams, built 2 new battlegrounds and new arena maps, added world PvP events where you assault South Shore and Terran Mill or fight over the flags at Redwall Keep. If you want to, you can level a character all the way up through battlegrounds and never touch a quest. And they added a dampening system that scales damage reduction to your class and spec, so fights last longer without anyone ever bolting a resilience stat onto the game. And they even gave you a choice about the faction war itself. On the PvE realms, Alliance and Horde could group up, raid and sit in the same guild together, which is something the official game still won't let you do. But if you wanted the old war
Of
left
course.
exactly where it was, there was a PvP realm where none of that applied. World PvP was always on, and it was Horde against Alliance the way it's always been.
Yeah, he's talking about
Same
General
server,
right now.
same expansion, two completely different ideas about what Azeroth is. Which brings us to Hyjal. Blizzard started building it back in vanilla, and parts of it are still sitting there in the old client. But they never finished it, and they never shipped it. So Turtle finished it themselves, with original questlines, lore that lines up with Warcraft 3.
How dare you finish our product before us? What are you doing? Don't you want to wait for Cataclysm? Like, no, dog. It's so stupid. Like, every single thing he's saying is so true, and I'm about to lose it. Like, I really cannot even describe how Blizzard is going to mess all of this up. I was really hyped for Classic Plus, and then slowly my illusion shattered. And now that the disillusion is slowly starting to settle in, I realized that we're cooked. We lost 2 great private servers, and we're not going to get anything to replace them. Literally nothing. We're going to get a subpar product made by wine moms and labubu millennials. The story is going to be trash. It's going to be time gated. You're not going to have fun whatsoever. It's going to be Season of Discovery minus, which is insane because Season of Discovery on itself is just minus. So I don't know what we're gonna get. It's not going to be good. They can name it Camelot, the Holy Grail for all I care. It's going to suck.
And a 40-man raid called the Emerald Sanctum tucked inside it. Volunteers picked up something Blizzard walked away from and completed it for free in their spare time. And Turtle's whole philosophy was to stay home. No Outland, no Burning Crusade, everything stays in Azeroth, which is exactly what a lot of Classic players have been asking for since the day Classic launched. Project Epoch went down a different road entirely. Their pitch was restraint. In their own words, a Classic Plus server with curated original content, sitting somewhere between the servers that throw in everything and the ones that change nothing at all. Epoch was the careful one. And look what the careful one shipped. 1600 custom quests, which is an expansion's worth of questing on its own. That's Burning Crusade territory. On top of that came 2000 new creature types, with hundreds of rare spawns hidden around the world and brand new towns to find. Dead mines and wailing caverns got rebuilt from the ground up with new layouts, new bosses, and new loot tables. And then somebody had the guts to remake Goldshire. The 40-man raids came down to 25, and the 20-man raids down to 10. So people with jobs could get a raid together on a weeknight. Down in the low-level zones, there are wagons now, actual carts that run between the starting areas and the next quest hub.
Oh, I see.
And you can pile in with a few friends. 20 years of walking down that road, and somebody finally went, what if there was a bus? You can roll race and class combos nobody has ever played, like the Undead Paladin. An Undead Paladin, a thing that should be lore-breaking and impossible, and they just made it anyway. And over there, your professions change your character. Level up alchemy, and your flasks hit harder and last longer. Level up mining, and you end up with more stamina because you've spent 1,000 hours swinging a pick at a rock and it made you tougher. Your profession becomes part of who your character is. And there's Epoch Time. An accelerated day and night cycle built straight into the game. 3 or 4 hours a loop, and it changes what's out there in the world. Certain rare creatures only appear at certain times, some quests only exist at night, night elves get bonuses under moonlight, and your trinkets change their stats depending on whether the sun is up. Somebody decided the time of day should change how your character works, and then they went and built it. Nothing in the official game has ever worked like that.
Wow. Okay, he's going to talk about
Ascension now. Who answered the question twice. Ascension has been at this for 8 years, and they run completely different realms for completely different players. On their classless realms, you build your own hero out of any spell in the game, so you can go make a Frost Archer, or a mage with a tamed pet, or an Orc Warrior with stealth who's basically a Blade Master out of Warcraft 3.
Yes.
Whatever
And how many times people have asked Blizzard to do this, by the way? This PoE style of just craft your own build type of thing in World of Warcraft. That alone would have made them millions. If they do this now in retail, I'm about to pay for a subscription. Like, I'm not going to lie. If they do Ascension right now, they copy every Ascension server one to one, I'm resubbing. How about that? And I'm pretty sure there are many more people like me who would do the same. It's so mind-boggling to me that Blizzard is so lazy and incompetent. They are unwilling to do all of this. This is literally free money. It's not that complex to do. You already have the system. Just bring in the talented people to do the job. You do that, and you don't even have to write a story. Just take the existing world, do all of the fun events, do all of the new systems and mechanics, just add them, and that's it. You're done. Boom, millions, easy. I really don't get it. Oh man, I wish I understood what the hell was going on inside of the head of Holly Longdale, but brother, I guess it's only propaganda. She's incapable of leading. I really hope Microsoft will start burning down the house and clean everyone away. Everyone who was in charge in in charge of World of Warcraft in the past 6 years should be gone. They should get the boot, period. Like, no way this can be allowed to exist. It's ridiculous. I don't know. Yeah, nothing will ever top Turtle Wow with custom races. Yeah, imagine playing a Horde Elf. Yeah, but imagine, right? Yeah, that would require skill. Current Blizzard skill can only make a store mount at max. True. It's so laughable how true that is. Store mount and its reskin of a mount from 2012. Yes, that is our future.
you can imagine. But the one that matters for this conversation is Bronzebeard, which they call Warcraft Reborn. That's Ascension's actual Classic Plus, and it keeps the original 9 classes. What they add on top is the Wrath talent trees, back in vanilla, so you can go deeper.
Okay, for the sake of fairness, it has nothing to do with Classic. I played it, it's trash. Listen, it's fun if you love retail. If you like Classic, it's not even remotely close. So, let's not pretend here. It's retail, it's not Classic. You can literally one-shot mobs. You can one-shot, two-shot mobs easily. It's not Classic.
Than 51 points ever allowed. And then mystic enchantments on top of that, which teach you new spells or change how your existing ones work. So on
also you
Bronzebeard,
get
you
mounts
can
at
finally
level
play
4.
a Smite Priest or a Melee Hunter or a Shaman Tank
Etc.
or a Retribution Paladin that actually functions. Every spec vanilla told you was a joke made real. They rebuilt the creatures too in something they call the RPG overhaul, and the idea is simple. A creature carrying a shield has more armor and can block you, and one without a shield can't. On top of that, there's Mythic Plus on the dungeons and around 20,000 new items. And it all runs at roughly vanilla experience rates, so the world still feels big while you're walking through it. That's 8 years of custom content, rebuilt to fit the original 9 classes. That alone.
Yeah, the RPG overhaul, Blizzard need to copy ASAP. It was so good. The fact that you can not only get the gear of whoever you're fighting, you can actually look at them and assess the situation for yourself is incredible. Like, the fact that a guy with a shield, like his example, can actually block and a guy without shield can't, that's huge. Same goes for a guy with heavy armor can take less physical damage, so you would be more inclined to maybe use some magical stuff. That's awesome as well. Like, all of this is great. Also, fire enemies being, vulnerable to frost, but really strong against fire-based attacks. Like, Blizzard kind of did it back in the day with Molten Core, and they just completely abandoned the feature afterwards, I think. So, bring it back, and bring it better than ever, like Ascension did.
Would be the biggest Classic Plus project anyone had ever done. And then they made Conquest of Azeroth. It launched on the 3rd of July, and it's the biggest version of this that anyone has built. 21 brand new classes, all of them pulled out of Warcraft lore, with around 70 specs between them. You've got necromancers running on life force, cultists who go insane if they reach for too much power, and then chronomancers, tinkers, witch hunters, stormbringers. Mythic Plus went on to the vanilla dungeons, so you can run a Mythic Deadmines with a keystone and affixes, and there are around 9,000 new items sitting in there. Every creature drops the actual gear you can see it wearing, so Scarlet Crusader drops the armor you just watched him fight you in. There's a high-risk mode where you kill another player and take their gear off the corpse, and a hardcore trial where you have to manage hunger and thirst while you level. It took them close to 10 years, and it's free. Ascension goes all in, and they know it. 21 custom classes is a long way from vanilla, and nobody over there is pretending otherwise. It's still an answer to the Classic Plus question, just the loudest one anybody's given. So there they are, 3 teams, 4 different versions of Classic Plus, all of them already running. For Turtle, it meant more Azeroth, built in the old style, with nothing in it that breaks the feel. Epoch decided it meant an expansion's worth of quests and a few genuinely clever systems, with the classes mostly left alone. And Ascension answered it twice quietly with Bronzebeard, and at full volume with Conquest of Azeroth. And put together, that's the thing people miss about the private server scene. Between them, they covered just about every taste there is. If you want vanilla with more vanilla in it, nothing strange, just more world to walk through, that's Turtle. Epoch is there for the player who wants the world to feel alive and clever without their class getting turned upside down. If you want to finally play the Shaman tank that vanilla never let you have, Bronzebeard has been sitting there waiting for you. And if you want to log in as a necromancer running on Life Force and push a mythic key, Conquest of Azeroth has you covered. Not every version is for every player, and none of them pretend to be. You don't have to pick a side either. A Turtle player can spend a night in Conquest of Azeroth and have a great time, then go home to Azeroth in the morning. That's what a scene is, it's a shelf, and there's something on it for everybody. To think about what Blizzard is walking into in September, add it up. 8 years of work out of Turtle, 1600 quests out of Epoch, and 8 more years and 2 completely different Classic Plus realms out of Ascension. That's the pile sitting on the table before Blizzard has said a single word. Someone on the forums put it better than I can. It took retail 6 expansions spread across about 10 years with a full paid team to add 3 new classes.
Yes.
Ascension shipped 21 of them in one go.
And not only that, one class in Legion, the Demon Hunter, came with only 2 specs. Only recently, in the most recent expansion Midnight, we finally got the coveted 3rd spec. Imagine, and also it's completely trash. It's the same thing we already had, but range and blue. Like, nobody cares. It's so garbage. Like, every single thing that Blizzard is doing is abhorrent. And at this point, it's by purpose. It's by design. No way no way that a multi-billion-dollar company can fumble this much. I don't know how you can have so many employees with an engine that already exists and, at least as far as I can see, they aren't willing to expend upon, fumble the bag so many different times over the years. I don't know how it's possible. I just don't. Like, something is off. Like, are you bringing people to work and just drink coffee all day? Like, what do? Are they doing any work, or they're too busy cube crawling and refrigerating? I actually do not know. Or maybe they're flying propaganda poster with their rainbow flags. That's all that they do. There's nothing else. It's crazy to me. I can't conceptualize that even, how it's possible. Like, Path of Exile, with 8 people in charge, when they were only 8 people in the company, made PoE the best ARPG out there. Completely blowing Diablo out of the water with 8 people initially. Imagine, like, Blizzard can do it in World of Warcraft with over 1,000 developers or something? What was the last count they made? It's stupid. Something just doesn't click. It's all wrong. It's the entire company just a big money laundering scheme? Is the company just exist? Like, does the company exist to just fool shareholders? I really don't know anymore. I'd like to find out. Yeah, originally elementals were immune to their own element, but they removed that to be fair to the wrong specs. Yeah, I remember that, but they shouldn't have removed that. They should have just made it so they take significantly less damage and stuff. It could have been like really, really cool. Yeah, the quality of Ascension is insane when you remember it's probably a bunch of Russians in a basement making it all, because they're passionate people. When passionate people make something, it's bound to be good on a certain level. Blizzard aren't passionate about anything. You can see it in their interviews. Even Ian, every time you see him resurface and speak about the game, bro lost it. Like, he's about to go off the deep end. I swear, I don't think we're far from the day that Ian quits Blizzard and completely unleashes on them. Just like Jeff Kaplan did after his NDA wore off. I think we're a few good patches away of midnight from Ian doing the exact same thing.
And the amount is only half of it, because they have to match the range too.
I think he's
Blizzard
done.
ships one version. One. And it has to land for the player who wants nothing about vanilla to change, and the player who wants everything to change at the same time in the same product. I know that isn't a fair fight. Ascension doesn't answer to shareholders, and they don't have a legal department or a support team or a promise to keep the servers running for another decade. Volunteers can ship something half broken on a Tuesday and patch it on Friday, and Blizzard can't do that. Fair doesn't matter though, because in September we're all going to be sitting there watching a stage, and whatever they show us, somebody in the chat is going to type, but Epic already did that 2 years ago. And they'll be right.
Yep. Good. Good. Never let Blizzard forget what they took from us. Good. Always tell them that Classic WoW, Turtle WoW, sorry, did it better. Tell them that Ascension did it better. Tell them that APOC did it better. Tell them that Nostalrius did it better, for all I care. Always remind Blizzard that they are absolutely nothing and that they are the most reprehensible company on this planet. Never let them forget.
Alright, I want your help with this one. If Blizzard could reach over and take 3 things from these servers, what should they take? And the other half of that question is the more interesting one. What should they absolutely not touch? Because some of this stuff is great on a private server and would be a disaster as official policy. In 21 custom classes is fantastic on Conquest of Azeroth. Do you actually want that in your WoW? And the last one? Are there any flat-out deal breakers, the thing where if they announce it in September, you're just out, you're not even downloading it? Tell me below, I read all of these. Turtle WoW is
the
gone.
worst part.
The servers went dark on the 15th of May this year after a lawsuit and a settlement. 8 years of work. Their own goodbye post said they didn't know how long a journey has to last to be remembered fondly and warmly. They only knew that theirs was ending, and the court order went further than just switching the lights off. It bars the team from handing their code to anyone who might carry it on. Blizzard saw a successor coming and closed that door inside the ruling itself. The content didn't vanish completely, to be fair. Independent servers picked up the client and kept a version of it running, so those zones are still out there somewhere if you go looking. But Turtle peaked at 44,000 people online at once across its realms, and nothing that came after it is anywhere near that. So the work survived, scattered across much smaller servers, but the thing that actually made Turtle worth logging into was the 44,000 people standing in it. And that part doesn't transfer. Project APOC got a cease and desist, and the team stepped down and handed the whole project over to Ascension. And Ascension is sitting in a courtroom while we speak. Blizzard alleges the whole operation infringes their copyright, and that part isn't seriously argued by anyone. And that's supposed to be the one thing Blizzard has that none of them do. Whatever they show us in September, nobody can take it away from them. Your character will still be standing there in 3 years. Standing. That word is doing an awful lot of work in that sentence, because Blizzard already ran this experiment on us. When Season of Discovery wound down, they told us they had no plans to shut the realms off. They hoped it would keep running like Classic Era for many months, if not years. They said they'd grown attached to their characters too, and that they were happy to keep adventuring with us for as long as we wanted. Then development stopped, and they kept that promise, every word of it. The realms are up right now, and your character is standing there this second. It's just that nobody is building anything, and nobody is coming, and the game you logged in for quietly stopped existing around a character that never stopped standing. So when someone tells you the official version is the safe bet because nobody can take it away, remember that Blizzard never has to take anything away.
Yeah.
They can just stop. It took a federal...
It's not even that. It's worse than taking it away. They just completely water it down to the point you don't even recognize your own character anymore. It's just bad. Anyone cares about his character from Wrath of the Lich King today? Nobody does, because it went through so many iterations, and the game went through so much turmoil, you don't even know what it is anymore. It's worse than seeing the game die. I think people would have been fine if World of Warcraft would just stopped existing after Wrath of the Lich King. I mean, don't get me wrong, they would have been shattered. But knowing what we know today, wouldn't you have just liked it better if the game just died after Wrath of the Lich King? If we never got pandas, if we never got androgynous dragon people, like, what are we doing here? What are we even talking about? Like, it's way more beneficial for you to see a good closed end to a franchise that you enjoyed rather than see it lasting forever and becoming something completely worse.
Court order to kill Turtle Wow. Season of Discovery only needed a forum post. So did private servers ruin Classic Plus? I think they wrote the spec for it. Every idea Blizzard shows us in September will already have been built, tested, and argued about to death by volunteers, and we'll all know it while we're watching. The bar got set by people who weren't paid, working on a game they don't own in their spare time over a decade. Private servers made it impossible for Classic Plus to show up quietly. Blizzard doesn't get to turn up with a couple of new dungeons and call it a revival, because we've all seen what a fan-made expansion looks like, and we've seen 4 of them, and between them they covered every taste in the building. Whether you want to call that ruined or just raised, that's the part worth arguing about. Ask me again on the 12th of September, and if you sat through a whole video about servers that are mostly gone now, then odds are you didn't totally hate it, so you might as well subscribe and stick around for whatever comes next. Thank you so much for watching.
Wow, great video. Great video. I'm gonna link you guys this so you can watch this video for yourself, like his videos. He's like such a great guy, but so true. Absolutely so true. I ended up babbling again like an idiot, but whenever Blizzard does something like this, I just can't help myself from speaking against it. It's so deplorable. And I just know that Classic is going to suck. And also, like, private servers setting the bar high, it's really good. It didn't ruin Classic. We shouldn't be thinking, oh, Blizzard should do the lowest effort possible to give us a product that we want. No, we want something grandiose. We want a superior product. We want something good. And if we can tell that the fans are doing something way better than Blizzard ever could, with their own engine, by the way, we should have a problem with Blizzard, and we should never, ever give them our sub money, because these private servers, obviously, I'm not going to advocate for them or anything like that, but they were free. Now, Blizzard products do cost money, and that's fine, acceptable. I have no problem with subscription. It's okay. But if I'm going to pay you sub fee monthly, I'm expecting a sublime product.